Kyrie and Kevin Love. First of all, Kevin Love is at the peak of his prime. He has experience now in the playoffs. Second of all, Kyrie Irving will be in the midst of going into the peak of his prime in 3-4 years. He's going to be dominating.
You've got to know that nothing lasts forever.
What's going on, guys? It's Steve. So tomorrow, well, by the time you're watching it, it'll be today. There are some pretty big games on tonight. Well, for me, it's tomorrow. Golden State versus the Cleveland Cavaliers, round 2. There they go for the second time. They're going to go at it yet again. And before I start this video off, let me just say, you want to know a real political activist that really made change? Martin Luther King Jr. That man did it. Not Malcolm X. Malcolm X was huge, don't get me wrong. But he wanted violence and he wanted to kill white people. That's not the way it's supposed to be. Martin Luther King did it through words and protest, no violence. That is why the movement was so successful. That's why it was so successful. I'm not going to turn this into a history lesson, but I'll sit here and I'll say this. The people that you should be looking up to that really changed and strived for change are Martin Luther King. That's one of the people. Don't, whatever, forget it. I was going to turn political. Anyway, I'd just like to say thank you to Martin Luther King Jr. for doing what he did for all of my family and friends and things like that, for just the whole world in general. You know, because if it weren't for him, who knows? It'd probably still be like the 60s. Maybe someone else would have came. Maybe Tupac or something. But anyway, there's some big games on tonight. And the Cavaliers, yet again, will play the Golden State Warriors. And I'm going to sit here and I'm going to tell you guys this. The Golden State Warriors, yet again, for the second time this season, they are going to get absolutely embarrassed. Yet again, they're going to get absolutely embarrassed. I'm not talking, oh, we're going to win by 5 or anything like that. I'm not talking about any game like that. I'm talking about a major blowout and a humbling experience for the Golden State Warriors. I'm talking 10, 15 points, maybe close to 20 points. That's what I'm talking. I'm talking about big deficit. And I really think the Cleveland Cavaliers, especially with the acquisition of Kyle Korver, will humble the Golden State Warriors. There's no way in hell Golden State can compete with Cleveland now. I'm sorry, but there's not one team on this planet that is good enough to compete with the Cleveland Cavaliers. Put it all together. Kyle Korver, Channing Frye, I know JR's injured, but JR, Amon, Richard Jefferson, Kevin Love, Kyrie, LeBron, for the first time in his career, is literally surrounded by shooters. He's surrounded by shooters. So there's nothing at all anyone can do to stop LeBron James. He is still the best in the world and the best ever. He's still the GOAT. There's nothing anyone can do to stop LeBron James. It's just not possible at this point in time. Especially with Kyle Korver, another shooter. Too many shooters around him. And then you also have Kevin Love averaging 22 and 10. Kyrie averaging 24, 3, and 6. There's nothing they can do. Nothing anyone can do to stop him. I'm sorry. Kevin Durant is still the second best player in the world. It's going to be a great matchup to see KD and LeBron go at it again. It's going to be really fun to see that. However, he's not going to be able to outperform LeBron. He never has been. He truly has never been able to outduel LeBron James. The only players to really be able to outduel LeBron James, or even come close to it, the closest record, I know you guys are going to get a little salty, so get your water out, to dissolve all that salt. But the closest player is Carmelo Anthony. And I know how much you guys are upset about it and you hate it, but it's the damn truth. Carmelo Anthony's the closest one to, come close to have a winning record against LeBron. I think he's 11 and 14 against LeBron, where Kevin Durant is like 3 and 16. So it's just there is no competition. Because LeBron's the best. I'm sorry, but it's the truth. LeBron James is the best. But anyway, Kyrie Irving versus Stephen Curry. Who is going to outplay each other? It's going to be epic because Stephen Curry has been balling lately. He's still Stephen Curry, you know? But I'll sit here and I'll say this. Stephanie Curry, yet again, will end up crying at the end of the game. You're going to see him again, probably on the bench if it goes down to the wire, which I don't think it will, but if it does, you'll probably see him on the bench again. And the reason for that is because he can't play defense. So why would you put him on? Because you already know what they're going to do. You want to know why they took Stephen Curry off of the floor? Because they know if they see Stephen Curry on the floor, whoever Curry's guarding is going to set a pick for Kyrie Irving. Switch. Now it's a one-on-one. Kyrie versus Stephen Curry. Can't stop him. Game time. Game over again. You know, Kyrie has just been killing the Golden State Warriors, and he probably will continue to. You know, I mean, he'll probably continue to be killing and dominating as usual. That's what he does. You know, and then when you bring that and you talk about Kevin Love, this dude has been balling 22-10. I told you guys he still had it. He still has it. You know, he's still a great player. There's no way you go from 26-13 to 18-10 and then people saying he's trash now. You're playing with LeBron. The same thing happened with Chris Bosh. Same thing happened with Dwyane Wade. We're talking about some of the best players of the 2000s. Their numbers went down because they were playing with LeBron. And I'm sorry to say this, but this team, man, this is the best team LeBron James has ever had. And tomorrow, I'm telling you guys right now, Stephanie Curry is going to be crying on the bench again. Again. Kevin Durant. I like that Kevin Durant didn't really get salty. He was like, it's in the past. We can't do anything about it, so forget about it. I like that. But Stephanie Curry is going to be crying again. Because yet again, Kyrie Irving is going to outplay him. It's that simple. Kyrie Irving is just going to outplay him again and again and again and again. That's what he just always does. He always outplays him. You know, so in terms of that, I mean, I don't think there's any competition for the Cavaliers with Kyle Korver. I mean, that's just another shooter with LeBron. But not only that, that gives them even more depth. Because think about it. If Kyle Korver starts, JR can come off the bench, which means they have JR, Iman, Richard Jefferson, Channing Frye. Are you kidding me? You know, and then they also have their defensive guards in McRae and that other dude, the Liggins guy. You know, I mean, there's no competition, man, because I'm telling you, oh my God, this is the Cavaliers, man. You guys don't believe me. You know, you guys just truly don't believe me. But the Cleveland Cavaliers are probably going to three-peat, you know, maybe four-peat, meaning they're going to win 2 more or 3 more, which is ridiculous. Meaning this year or next year or this year, next year, and the year after. And I think it's going to be a four-peat because if you think about the window of opportunity, even if LeBron declines and he starts averaging, let's say, 20 points per game, 7 rebounds, 7 assists, right? He's not LeBron anymore. Kyrie, Kevin Love, and then the depth, come on. Oh, my goodness. And by then, Kyrie and Kevin Love, first of all, Kevin Love is at the peak of his prime. He has experience now in the playoffs. Second of all, Kyrie Irving will be in the midst of going into the peak of his prime in 3-4 years. He's going to be dominating. You know, so the Cavaliers, man, they're set for the future. Now I want to talk about something really quickly. I know you guys are probably going to get a little upset, but today is Sunday. And the New York Knicks just lost to the Toronto Raptors. And Carmelo Anthony only had 18 points. I'm going to sit here and I'll say this. It truly sucks to be a New York Knicks fan. You guys have no idea. If you were a Cavs fan since day one, if you were a Warriors fan since day one, or at least a Spurs fan, or even, you know, a Clippers fan or whatever. I know the Clippers have bad luck, but at least they're making the playoffs, you know, or like a Thunder fan or a Rockets fan, or heck, if you're a Buck fan or whoever the hell you like. Be damn grateful that your team is succeeding. Because we, on paper, have a really good roster. But for some damn reason, we just cannot put it together. It's depressing, it's hard to watch, and it makes me sick. And by the way, when I call Stephen Curry Stephanie, you guys know I'm just messing around. You guys know I don't really, Yeah, I'm not trying to bully anyone. I don't think he cares what anyone has to say when this dude is worth like almost $100 million. But I'm just messing around when I say things like that. But I will say this. Cleveland Cavaliers will absolutely, positively annihilate the Golden State Warriors come Martin Luther King Day. Anyway, guys, it's been Steve. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'm out of here. Peace.